Welcome to Modern Adaptation. I'm Tyler, and today we're going to be reviewing the 2017 Honda Civic Hatchback EX model. Welcome to Modern Adaptation. I'm Tyler.
I'm Chris.
And we are in my 2017 Honda Civic EX. It's
the hatchback.
Yeah, it's the hatchback model. Yep. I've got my two kid seats in the back, plenty of room for them. My daughter likes sitting up higher. This is a more youthful car. It's so much more youthful. If we want a little more light, we got a moonroof in here. Sunroof. It all goes back. I have Apple CarPlay, and I think it has Android Audio as well, but it's real nice. I put 135 miles on this car in less than 12 hours. You can tell this isn't the high-end model because I've got 5 very visible blank button spots. But you know, not too bad. Small fuel tank, which kind of sucks. I was almost at empty, and I filled it up with $15 yesterday. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Chris's seat heater on and see how long it takes for him to burn his ass.
Yeah. See, I'm already feeling the heated seats. Yeah. Literally, probably 15 seconds. Yeah, and it's just
I'll go ahead and turn
really
it off before
quick.
One thing after about 60 miles in it, when I originally liked these notches, I don't really care for them.
Do you?
I would much rather be there. It kind of gave my friction. I didn't like the friction. I had to adjust my steering.
Now, as far as the steering wheel itself, which I just got a shot of it, it's much more sporty looking.
It is.
Now, is this touch based or is it a button?
It's just a button.
It's a button.
Yeah, it is a button. My infotainment center here is all digital in the center. Is all digital in the center, and I can scroll through my music, my phone, text message, emails, average speed.
Text messages and emails right there?
Right there, yeah. The info screen, the gas, the turbo things, the setting, and music. I've been leaving it on music. It's yeah. It's nice.
And this car, with all this technology and stuff in it, as opposed to the Accord, I mean, yes, it's a smaller car, so that has a lot to do with the price difference. But this is actually what, $23,000?
23 and some change, yeah.
23 and some change, as opposed to the 26 and some change. So about $3,000 less than the Accord.
Yeah.
So, and it's better equipped in terms of technology. You still get your dual climate control, but in this one, you've got the push to start. You got your heated seats. I mean,
and yeah,
it's loaded a bit better compared to the Accord.
Yeah.
But the Accord, I mean, you're paying for more of the practicality of having the more space.
Correct.
And things like that. The only downside to this one, and you agree, are the wheels.
Yeah, I don't like the wheels.
Yeah, no. I don't either.
Not a hard thing to change.
Yeah.
Let's put some more miles on it, yeah?
Why not?
Now, you've never driven this.
I have never driven this, no.
Obviously a more sporty. It wants to be driven.
Big difference in the Accord.
Huge.
Yeah. Plus you can really feel the road much better too.
But like I said, there is more road noise, but not a lot more.
Right.
It's kind of one of those things. How hard do you want to push it?
Yeah.
I mean, this cruising on the highway at 70 on cruise control, relaxing, smooth, easy. Going 30 here, not bad.
No.
So yeah, I don't know if you can see.
I can see the green bar
now.
there.
If I
turns white.
Turns white. Yeah.
And that's the way I understand the one in my car. The Accord works too. So.
I'm not in love with this car, but for the price point, I'm not going to do much better unless I go used, a lot of miles, practical sports car or German sport car.
Yeah.
So it kind of it just ticks the right boxes for me to be okay with buying and leasing.
Yeah.
I will be leasing this as well. For practical, I mean it just makes more sense for me. Check out our other video on the Accord to kind of go a little bit more into that lease versus finance debate. Not as good as visibility as I would really think. I mean, it's good this way, but the Accord has a little bit better visibility.
Well, I think the actual windows and the doors are bigger on the Accord.
Yeah, they're bigger, and you don't have the pillars aren't nearly as strong.
Right. Because that was one thing, like when I was driving home yesterday in it, just from the dealership, and I was looking around, like the cars around me sitting in traffic, and it almost felt like I was just like in a glass box.
Yeah.
Compared to the visibility in any car I've ever had before.
And the visibility is better than the Sonata that I've mentioned that I currently own, and that's why I kind of want something a little bit different.
Right.
Yeah, this car, it's just it's not a super sport car, but it's just fun to drive.
Right. Because you said this is turbocharged?
This is turbocharged, yeah. 4-cylinder turbo. I think it's like a 1.4, 1.6 liter. I mean, it's not a huge engine.
Right.
But when you're not pushing that much of a car...
You don't know the horsepower, do you?
I don't know horsepower.
Because I think the Accord was about 180 something.
I would assume this is probably in the low twos.
Low twos.
Just with that turbo.
We're not 100% sure. If you know, you can put it in the comments, though.
We might put the specs on there.
Yeah.
We'll probably put a spec of or a picture of the spec sheet that comes on the window.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's more for the useful consumer. It's not necessarily for the people who've been buying Accords and Accords and Accords. Okay, so kind of like we did in the Accord, at a complete standstill. So obviously it's not a
and it doesn't sound like it's trying as hard as the Accord did. The Accord was kind of struggling.
The Accord kind of went like, why am I doing this? I gotta catch up.
Yeah.
This is like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't really want to do this, but I know you're gonna do this, so I might as well do it decently. Yeah. It rides well. I mean, it doesn't have huge wheels with low profile tires, so it kind of absorbs some of the shitty roads that we all drive on.
Yeah.
I don't care where you live in the country, you're going to drive on some shitty roads at some point. More of a driver's car than the Accord, but still not what you would call a true driver's car. The seats I think are firmer in this as opposed to the Accord. I like the Accord seats better.
See, I knew that you had said you like the Accord seats better. I really don't have I think they're both about the same.
I don't think you would notice the difference that much unless you're literally hopping back and forth.
Right. Yeah, my favorite feature as far as the interior of this car, you got these speakers in the doors, which actually are in the back doors as well.
Correct.
They have these little speakers. The audio system is quite a bit better in this one as opposed to the Accord. And of course, I love the shape of the air vents in here. It's just really, it just has such a more sporty feel.
Yeah. And
with all this tech, I mean, you can just tell that it's just aimed at younger drivers. It's
funny because typically, me and Chris have been talking about each buying new cars for a long time. I'm coming from the Sonata. He's coming from a Mustang. I told him I'd probably end up with like a really sporty, muscly car, and he'd end up with a big sedan. And this is about as close as I probably was gonna get, unless I went a Miata route.
Right.
This has, I don't know about the Accord, but this has electronic parking brake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I actually don't know on the Accord. I haven't looked.
Yeah. What? The nice thing about this car, both these cars have backup cameras. In the Civic, on the left stock, there is a button that will activate a right mirror camera. I don't know if you can get a picture of that.
Yeah.
It will also automatically pull this camera up when you turn your right turn signal on. Yeah. And then it has
which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And as a side note, the cameras on these cars, I can't really speak for yours. I would assume it's the same way. My business partner drives Cadillacs. He's had a couple of them now, and I've ridden with them. The Cadillac backup camera is absolute shit. They are terrible. They don't look good. They're blurry. They're low resolution. The ones in this car, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad looking image.
No. No.
It's a fun car.
I like that it says objects are closer than they appear, just like the mirrors would say.
Yeah.
Where is that camera? It's actually in the mirror, isn't it?
It's in the mirror, yeah.
Yeah.
If we open up the roof. I mean, it's not a huge roof, but it's enough. It's enough to get fresh air in.
Yeah.
Look out to the moon. You know, if your kid in the back seat. It's a little loud.
Yeah, I mean, as far as this car, you know, being shorter than the Accord, you're wondering headroom and things like that. I'm like 6'1", 6'2", or something, with like an inch of hair on top of that, and there's still plenty of clearance. And the back seat
is even better.
It raises up in the back, so there's almost even more.
So in the center console, where the Accord stops here, this actually goes through into the bottom.
It does.
Where you have your CarPlay and USB hookup on this side, your cigarette lighter charger thing there. They both have kind of little bit of storage spots here. I mean, there's enough storage in here that it doesn't feel like you're lacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun car to drive.
It's not bad.
So
I've never drove it.
I guess we can change
That's
that.
what we're gonna do.
So really, this is going to be interesting because neither one of us have technically bought the car yet. So we'll see if Chris actually goes and keeps
and likes this better. Yeah. I love all the technology in here. And you get more. You get the heated seats. The dual climate in the Accord is actually buttons. These knobs so much quicker if you want to change the temperature. And like I said, you know, we tested the heated seats on my side earlier. They heat up so quickly, even compared to luxury cars of today.
This button here is for your day brightness, your night brightness, and turn the display off. So it's kind of nice.
Okay. Yeah, and you know, all this in here is just real cool. You got the digital setup. Even the fuel gauges and stuff are really cool looking. So definitely much more sporty feel. And I really like the steering wheel, just the shape and everything. The one thing that this car really needs, especially with that turbocharged, needs the paddle shifters.
You can get that in the Sport, and I think maybe the Touring model of this, but not in the EX.
Right. I mean, I can already tell it's got more get up and go than mine.
Yeah, it's a different drive.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, definitely the visibility is not as good, especially out the back. Just with the hatchback, with the shape in the back, it's just so small. Look, I mean, you can see for sure, but it's very small looking out the back. I mean, especially coming from the full-size sedan, I mean, the Accord. So
you're giving that up, but and especially like at that C-pillar.
But it is nice. You get the windshield wiper back there. That's kind of kind of neat, I guess.
It's nice when it's really dirty.
Since the glass slopes so much, you're gonna have all that water that collects on it.
Now I will probably be clenching my center console and terrified when Chris actually steps on it here in a little bit, because he likes to drive on the right edge of the road with the wheels pretty much hanging off. It's terrifying.
I could scoot over when I do it a little bit.
I would greatly appreciate it.
All right, let's see what it's got. Oh yeah.
And it doesn't have a lot of that front wheel pull where when you accelerate really hard, it kind of pulls to one side.
Right.
It stays pretty true to straight.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, so if you press the I button, you'll kind of cycle through a couple of...
where you get your music and all that. Yeah, which is really neat to have it right there under the speed that you got. It seems weird though. Like, why would you want to be reading emails or texts?
You wouldn't.
I mean...
You wouldn't.
Come on, Honda.
I haven't used the feature really yet, so
So maybe it's only if you're driving under a certain speed or something?
Or stop, or maybe it just says you have a new email or new text.
Right.
I would hope you really couldn't read it.
Yeah.
But with having CarPlay on here, you know, you have Siri integration essentially.
Okay.
So that's kind of nice. CarPlay is not that. I'm not a huge CarPlay fan. I am an Apple fanboy through and through. Hate the Apple Watch. Not a huge fan of CarPlay. It has its applications. If the Woz navigation app was CarPlay compatible, it would be a lot nicer. Not a huge fan of Apple Maps. It'll get the job done, but
yeah,
there's better options.
I still like the outside looks of the Accord better, and I'm still completely, I'm satisfied with the interior of the Accord. To have all this would be nice.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
To have this screen and to have the better audio, well, and heated seats. I really would like the heated seats, but
and cheaper price point.
It is cheaper, yeah.
But they're both really nice cars, especially for the price you're paying.
For the price, yeah. Not a major thing, but the turn signal noise in each of the cars is just nice and subtle. It's not going to bug you while you're sitting at a light or a stop sign like those older ones.
Yeah.
It's just nice and subtle. I like that.
Yeah, the Accord looks good.
It really does look good, especially in that red.
The red with those wheels, it really
I think that's the best
stands
combination on the newest ones.
It really
now you go back to the 13 and 14 models, I like the white ones. The white ones with the sport wheels are the best looking, I think. But on these, the red is the best, in my opinion.
I mean, the wheels make that car.
And I'll do the same.
Or you may just move your car.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Enjoy the key.
Yeah, no, I won't.
Oh, we didn't even end this one.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight. Like I said, we'll throw in different clips. There's the difference.
This is why you're going for the Civic, because it's a better car, more fun car, and you don't have to deal with this stupid shit.
It's cheaper, better equipped with the technology. So.
But yeah, I mean, really, you're talking.
And it's still really spacious for the inside. I mean, go look at one in person.
You're talking dollars,
so,
really. And
yeah.
If you're looking at the Accord or the Civic, test the other one out while you're doing it. It's
worth trying both of them for sure.
I wouldn't say night and day, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
You put those wheels on this.
Oh yeah, the sport wheels from the Accord would look great on this.
It's over, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The black wheels on this might look great on that. Who knows? We might swap them out.
Okay.
We might. I'm doing the thing you shouldn't do. I'm trying to get all of my eggs into one basket with this car.
Yeah.
But I think it really does meet most of those things. I think if I didn't go the Honda route, I would probably go look at the GLA Mercedes. I think I could probably at least one of those for what, $350, but I'm putting $5,000 down.
Mm-hmm.
This I'm putting I think maybe $2,000 down just to get the payment right at $300 a month.
Yeah.
For a 3-year, 15,000 mile lease, that's not bad.
Not too bad, no.
The best part, if we go get these cars, is I like the outside look of this. I like it a lot. But when we drive, I get to look at your car.
Yeah.
Because the red and the wheels really look nice. Hey, I've been Tyler.
You've been Tyler, have you?
I've been Tyler.
Well, has it been nice being Tyler today?
It's always nice being Tyler. I'm Tyler. That's Chris. We're Modern Adaptation. Maybe we'll actually get into the rhythm of doing these more often.
Like actual informative videos. Yeah. I mean, who knows?
It's pretty hard.
Maybe not necessarily on cars all the time, but you know. But
maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Figure it out.
Hey, thanks for watching. Check out the Accord video if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.